Good afternoon, everyone. According to my phone here, it's 4 o'clock, so I'd like to call this meeting to order. And also please note that our meeting is being videotaped. It will be displayed on YouTube at a later date. So I'm looking about and I see we have no regrets. Ask our Secretary Treasurer Larry Wheeler if there was any deferral, withdrawals, or matters before our committee.
No, no deferrals at all. Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
And ask all members, does anyone have any pecuniary interest? No, seeing none. That moves us into item number 3, our minutes from our previous meeting. So if I can have a mover, Member Doomering. Second, Manner Stanners. So I have a recommendation that the minutes of the Township of Mapleton Committee of Adjustment hearing held on June 14th, 2023 be confirmed as circulated in the agenda. Did anyone have any errors or omissions? Okay, I'll call the question. All those in favor? All those against? The motion is carried. Did anyone have any matters arising from the minutes? Seeing none. So that does bring us into our hearing today. And I also like just to read first, note that each of our hearings of the Committee of Adjustment is based on all the information that's provided to us, all committee members. And the committee shall make their decision based on the 4 tests, which I shall read out later, and no precedent shall be made. So our first hearing today is hearing A 202308. The location of the subject property is legally described as East Part Lot 14, Concession 11 and 12, Peel, and is municipally known as 7443 Wellington Road 8. The purpose and the effect of the variance application is to provide relief from the side yard setback for a proposed roof structure attached to a livestock facility. The applicant is proposing to construct a roof over an existing open storage area. A reduction in the required minimum distance separation to MDS2 is also included in the requested variance. Other variances may be considered where deemed appropriate. So at this time, again, I'll call on Mr. Larry Wheeler for our regarding notifications and comments received to date.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Staff can confirm that agencies and Mapleton staff were provided with the required notice on June 23rd. There were no concerns received from Mapleton staff, and the agency comments are within the agenda. Proper postings were completed on June 29th. The GRCA comments are in the agenda package, as are the County of Wellington Planning Department comments. Our own planner, Linda Redmond, her comments are in the agenda package, and there were no ratepayer comments received prior to the creation of the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. So that leads us into our planner comments, and we'll ask upon Linda Redmond for her comments to this application.
Thank you, Chair. So the purpose of this application, as already stated, is that the applicants would like to construct a roof area over an existing manure storage area. And the effect of that would be to help contain it during rainy season. The runoff will be lessened by doing this. We have absolutely no concerns with the request. It's definitely an improvement to the manure storage, so it's always good for our rural water quality. And I just want to point out that the notice did indicate relief from MDS1, which was an error. It is relief from MDS2. So the report and the decision does reflect MDS2 setbacks. So that's correct. I also want to point out that the decision, I've asked that the decision is strictly applied to, or the variance is strictly applied to the roof structure. Because the variance is to allow a reduced interior side yard setback to this structure as well as a reduced MDS2 setback. The bylaw states that the required setback from an interior side yard for a farm building that is associated with a livestock facility is either 60 feet or the MDS setback, whichever is greater. So technically, they don't really need MDS relief because it's the setback, it's the 60-foot setback they're not meeting because that's the greater required setback. But I like to cover off both just to make sure that there are no issues with MDS. And so the decision includes variances from both requirements. But I would recommend that that decision is only applied to the setback for this particular roofed structure and not the whole side yard for any further additions.
Thank you, Linda. So at this time, I'll ask upon the owners if you would like to go to the mic. It's entirely up to you. If you press the button, you can introduce yourself and if you have any comments to us as the committee members. And if not, that's fine too. We may have questions for you later. Yes? Would you mind going up to the mic? Just because we are on videotape. And if you just press the button. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Elmer. And I did fail to call Cleon, like the manure management guy.
Right.
He said I'm supposed to call him before I come here and he'll send the whole thing. And I failed to call him, so it's all in his, it's just a matter of a call to him and he's got all that it done. But maybe you have it, I don't know.
Back to, oh, if you press your button again, please. Thank you. Back
May
to
I
Linda.
address
Yes,
the,
please.
Are you talking about your building permit drawings? Okay. Oh, I don't need that. We don't need that for this application. That it's required at the time of your building permit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. No. Yeah, no, you need that for that. And I kind of think we did get it. I have a feeling we did get it. The MDS, but the nutrient management strategy as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so at this time, I'll call upon each of our committee members to see if they have any questions for our planner or for our applicants. And this time I'll start with Member Doomering, if you've got any questions.
Thanks, Lori. I do have a question. I noticed on the GRCA drawings, I'm just curious to know if this is a roof over manure storage or if this is a barn addition. Because I did notice there's cattle in the storage area in the one picture.
Hi, my name's Javen Martin. So what we're building here is strictly a roof over an existing manure yard. It's being attached to an existing barn that has livestock in it. But what we're building, what we're wanting to build is strictly a roof over an existing manure yard.
Thank you. Does that answer all questions? Thank you, Member Doomering. Member Sheik.
Thank you, Chair. So a question for the applicant is, what is the structure that's holding the roof in place? Like, is it a concrete wall or is it posts or is it just a free structure?
So the sidewall will be pressure treated posts on a concrete foundation. And then we'll be lifting trusses on top of the posts and plates and putting a steel roof on top of that.
Through you, Chair, and just a
Yes.
further question to that then. So the structure, so there's not the lot line, there's not a wall on the lot line side of the structure?
No, there will be no wall.
That's, oh, thank you. Okay, that answers my question. Thank you.
Okay, moving down, Member Kiomo, do you have any questions or concerns for our planning or applicants?
No, I think the question about the wall and what the structure was has been asked,
Okay,
answered, so I'm good.
thank you. Member Stanners?
Thank you, Chair. Looking at the aerial view of this property, maybe the owner, I'm sure he can satisfy my question on it. It seems like your laneway is to the east on the neighbor's property, right? It looks like it has been for a long time, but when you go farther back, it looks like the bush I think share the same laneway to get to the bush or back in the fields or something, right? But I just wanted to make sure that down the road, there isn't a problem. Like 8 feet isn't a lot of space to put a piece of equipment in there for use to work on that building down the road, right? So I just didn't want it that I wanted that your next door neighbor is content with this too, that use that laneway every day, I bet, right? Thank you.
So you're correct, the drive does make a bit of a bend towards the east. And that goes on the neighbor's land, but he has agreed with that, and if he ever wouldn't be agreed, then we still have enough room to move the drive further west. And we still have room to drive along the east side of the new building. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I know the size of this machinery is not getting any smaller, so I just think 8 feet is just kind of close for you, but I think the other part of your barn is already out to the same distance as what you want to build out to. So if you can't get around the one part, you sure won't get around this other part, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you. I just didn't want it that there's a neighbor argument down the road. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions from members? If anything else came up? And I have no further questions. So I do have a recommendation in our package that the minor variance applied for in application A 202308, located at the East Part Lot 14, Concession 1112 Peel, and is municipally known as 7443 Wellington Road 8, to provide the following relief as proposed. So under the MDS2 setbacks to the nearest lot line, under section 6.17.2, a propose of 2 meters or 8 feet. And to the setback to the easterly interior side yard, under section 8.2.4C, of a proposed of 2.4 meters or 8 feet. And then there is a note on it that the condition that the variance is for the proposed roof structure as it pertains to the easterly interior side yard only. And we're all good with that? Okay, I'll call the question. All those in favor? All those opposed? This has been granted. And let it be known that we, the members of the Committee of Adjustment, feel that in our opinion, the variance is minor in nature. The variance requested is desirable for the appropriate development or use of the lands, building, or structure. The variance maintains the general intent and purpose of the official plan. And the variance maintains the general purpose and intent of the zoning bylaw. So at this time, we have circulation of the decision sheet, and we'll go through that.
Okay, okay.
Perfect. So all of the paperwork has been signed. So this concludes our hearing for minor variance A 023-08. Thank you very much for attending and answering our questions for us. So under general business, yes, you're free to go. If you wish, yes. Under general business, we will have an upcoming hearing, I believe, August 9th is our next scheduled date. And Larry, we do have application for August 8th? We do not so far? Okay. So maybe September 13th by the time. Or 9th, sorry, yes, what am I saying, 8? You're right. And our Secretary Treasurer's clerk has provided us with the information for the training session. I do hope all of us will be able to attend since it's nice local. It would be good to get caught up to date on that. So we'll be able to all get together in Martin for that training.
Yeah, that would be really good. Apart from having like really experienced committee here, all our committees are full this year and really good people, so.
Yeah.
The committee system is not dead.
Perfect. Perfect. So there's nothing else on the agenda, so I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you for attending.